Geometry. So this is going to be for Unit 6, and I know it's pretty late, but my laptop crashed, so I have to do this. So I'm just going to start with circles. Here we have circles. The equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equals r squared. R squared is radius, and the center is hk. You can use midpoint formula in order to figure out midpoint, and that's 2 points and their average. And distance formula, you're going to need that too, which is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And the slope would be y1 minus y2, x1 minus x2, and in order to find the slope of the tangent, or line tangent to that circle, you're going to find the opposite reciprocal of that slope. So here we have a circle, and then now on to ellipses. For the equation for ellipses, it's x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. A squared and b squared can both be switched. A squared is the larger number all of the time, and c is going to be the foci. And in order to figure out the foci, you use c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. And the foci will always be inside of the circle as shown right here. We have the major arc, which which is 2a, and the minor axis, which is 2b, and the vertex is going to be hk. This says center, but it's vertex. Okay, now on to hyperbolas. In hyperbolas, you have the same sort of equation as ellipses, except it's negative, minus. So you have x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared. Now keep in mind, this one you can switch the numerators, and a squared is not always the larger number. And in this one, c is still the foci. And in order to figure out the foci, you use c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. And in order to figure out the conjugate axis, it's going to be 2b, and the transversal 2a, and the vertex is going to be hk. In order to figure out the equation for the asymptote, you're going to use y minus k equals plus minus mx minus h. Now, in order to figure out what m is, it's always the larger, is either larger a or larger b over the other number. So let's say you have a as it's always going to be the vertical number. So if you have a as your vertical number, then it's going to be on top of the b. If you have b as your vertical number, it's going to be on top of the a. Now, on to lesson 20, parabolas. Now we have two equations for parabolas. We have x minus h equals 1 over 4p times y minus k squared, or y minus k is equal to 1 over 4p times x minus h squared. Now, in this one, the x minus h one is the horizontal, and y minus k is vertical. If 1 over 4p is either positive or negative, it's going to be either right or left. Same with the vertical, either up or down. For the lattice rectum, it's going to be equal to 2p, and it's along the focus. And the focus is p where it opens, and the directrix is the p opposite of the focus. And the axis of symmetry is the line that passes through both the focus and the directrix. And here's a quick graph of what a parabola looks like. So you have the axis of symmetry, and then you have the directrix, and you have the focus right here, and these two are the lattice rectum. Now on to the last lesson. It's lesson 21, identifying conics and finding the standard form. With circles, you want to know that it's always the same coefficients before two squared terms. Ellipses, they're going to be different coefficients, and you're going to add those two terms. Hyperbolas, you're going to have different ones, and you're going to subtract those two terms. And parabolas, you're only going to have one squared term. Now, in one of those really long equation, ax minus a times x squared plus b times xy plus c times y squared plus d times x plus e times y plus f is equal to 0. And then you're going to use, this is also known as general form, and then you're going to use b squared minus 4ac, and in order to figure out what conic it is. So if that is equal to 0, it's going to be parabola. If it's greater than 0, it's going to be a hyperbola. If it's less than 0 and b equals 0 and a equals c, then it's a circle. If either b does not equal to 0 or a does not equal to c, then it's an ellipse. Now in order to solve for these general forms and turn them into standard forms, what you're going to do is you're going to group like terms, and then you're going to use completing the square. And that's it for my budget PowerPoint. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I can get my laptop fixed. So.